The biggest question for Texas this year, it'd be easy for me to say defensive tackle, and I almost did. But I actually look at their defensive line, and I know that Tavondre Sweat won the Outland, big guy Heisman. I know that Byron Murphy is probably going to be picked in the top 20. I think he should be picked higher, I might add. But I look at what they have coming back on the defensive line, and I'm feeling pretty confident. Not that they're going to be quite as disruptive. Maybe they won't have the best defensive line in America, but they'll probably have a top 10 defensive line thereabouts with some of the pieces that return. But I do look at their wide receivers, and there is a part of me that is a little bit concerned. Well, I look at Xavier Worthy, for example, 26 touchdowns in his 3 years, 2,800 receiving yards thereabouts. A.D. Mitchell, the first Texas player to win Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year. His length and how much of a problem he became in the red zone and in big moments. A.D. Mitchell being gone is a massive loss. I also look at Jatavion Sanders and just how important he was in trying to create opportunities. And you know how Sark likes to just draw these plays up in the dirt. Oh, here, I'm going to get my tight end on a screen right here. Like, Sark's amazing. But your plays are only as good as your personnel, and they've had great personnel for the last couple of years. And to be honest with you, I think Jordan Whittington is probably about as underrated as they come. And the guy who's off the charts good. So I do think that it is of concern for Texas to adequately replace some of the pieces that have departed. Now, Jonte Cook, everyone loves Jonte Cook. I love Jonte Cook. I think he's the real deal. And he's probably going to slide right in for Xavier Worthy. You have Matthew Golden, who's transferring over from Houston. He's going to be great probably in the return game. That also was a big part of what Worthy did as well. Matthew Golden's going to probably play a factor in the return game. He can create some speed that gets vertical. I think he'll be fine. I look at the jump ball threat that was the 6'4" Adonai Mitchell. Is Isaiah Bond that guy? Now, he was great at Alabama last year, 48 receptions, 668 yards. I think he was really good and was developing into the number one, but is he ready to now be the guy that replaces Adonai Mitchell? And Silas Bolden, who I think is everybody's going to know who that guy is by the end of 2024. He can win deep balls. He's got great speed. Not huge. Not a guy that's got great length, but he's a dynamic athlete, so keep an eye on him. You got the length with Ryan Wingo at 6'2", 208 pounds, physically big enough to probably play early in his career. He was a 5-star and should be a factor. And then Amari Niblack as well, the transfer from Bama, who's a tight end, but not quite as big or as physical as Jatavion Sanders, more the wide receiver threat at tight end. So I am looking at those Texas Longhorns. I want to see what the pecking order is at wide receiver and who they will utilize in the red zone the way they utilized A.D. Mitchell and Jatavion Sanders last year.